I'm in a new country, Turkey, and I've gone all the way to Kappadocia, somewhere in the center of Turkey, and I thought this would be a very Instagrammable and touristy region, but it's actually really good for some great hiking adventures like the one I'm on right now, and some very interesting architecture. So let's go and explore this region a bit and hope I don't crash into the rocks. Look at these beautiful rock formations here, and in these buildings I can see over there in that one, Greeks have built their houses. They don't live here anymore, so are free to explore any of the houses we find. I didn't bring any of my own food, but that's okay because there's a lot growing here in the wild. We found these grapes, and some of these grapes have turned into raisins, and they're absolutely delicious, very, very sweet, even sweeter than the raisins you find in the store, these fresh ones. To get into the house over there, first climb onto this ridge, very steep on this side, but climbing on is okay, and I should be able to walk across here. Made it across the ridge, but from here it's plain to see there's no way to climb in all the way to the door over there, and the door seems to be not even a door, just a little window. So we're gonna climb down. My friend is already on the way down, and see if we can find another one where we can actually go in. Going step by step, hands and feet, not to slide down to this little gorge over here. Pretty scary stuff. I think I should be okay. So there's two entrances into mysterious caves up there, and if you would look at these rock walls, they look like they could be climbable by someone who's better at climbing than me. But if you look closer, you can see the rock is very brittle, and if you would grab onto this, it'd probably slide right out. You can hear it when you knock on the rocks here. Sounds very hollow. It's not safe to climb this at all. In this perfectly shaped rock domicile surrounded by grapevines, over here we did find an entrance finally, and inside there's not a lot to see, but there are these two holes, and it seems these would have been used in wine production. You would throw some grapes in there and squash them, usually with your bare feet, and the juice come out here. And I guess this would be a way to make white wine, because the skins would stay over there and the juice would come in here, and you could ferment it. If you wanted to make red wine, you would leave the smashed grapes together with the skins and then ferment it, and that's where it gets its color from. This is one of the many rock formations in this valley, and it's really absurd what shape it has. Look at how narrow it is from this side. It's a miracle how it's still standing, and it's even crazier than that if you see what it looks like on the inside. The base of the tower, you can see over here, is completely hollow with these very, very thin walls on both sides. And you can see that this one too was used for wine production. Well, I'm actually going to go out of here pretty fast, because honestly it looks like it could collapse at any moment. Climbing out of this cave, I found this very nice balcony. Great place to relax, have a wonderful view over the valley, over all these structures, some of which have little domiciles built into them. And over here I've got a little window, and I can see more of the surrounding area. So I took a car to go driving to some more caves, some more valleys to explore, but unfortunately the Turkish roads are not having it, and they have been blocked. I'm gonna have to find a way around or find a shovel. We managed to circumvent the roadblock and made our way to the Ilhara Valley. And this rock is a bit more solid than the one we saw before, so it's easy to climb on and in the caves they have built here over 1,000 years ago. There are residences like this one, and there are also churches. A good part of this church right here is collapsed, and you can see in this room there used to be some graves down here. You can see some minor decoration over there on the wall. If we move over here, this collapsed part of the church, you can see a beautiful fresco all over the ceiling and the walls. It's just very sad. All of this was vandalized. Max has found yet another snack. It's a pistachio, but it's rather hard to get open. We had some earlier, they're really delicious, and they grow on this tree. This is what they look like. Okay, let's try some. This very young pistachio. That's actually really delicious. It's kind of sweet as well, a little bit of sweetness which you don't get into a supermarket one. Really nice to try all these things right from the tree. This entrance right here leads to a big complex. Inside of these rocks you can see an old stairway used to run down here, sticking out of these holes. Now they are maybe a stairway for a very advanced climber, not for me. You can really walk deep into these caves. They built some lighting here in the roof. They dug a hole specifically to let in the light. So I think you can see a little bit on the camera still. But if I go in further, it turns into complete darkness. We made it back to Göreme, avoiding the roadblock on the way back. Just a few kilometers walking from this busy tourist center, there's this completely unspoiled valley with a few more cave churches. So let's go and explore them. I'm seeing in this one up there some beautiful, colorful paintings on the walls, but it's gonna be a tough climb to get up there, but let's go. From up here, after the climb, we have a beautiful view over the valley. Some alien mushroom-shaped rocks over there. And inside, beautiful paintings on the wall. These two, they have been ruined, their faces have been cut out. Because in Islam, icons are not allowed. Their faces, their faceless bodies still eerily loom over me here. You can see on the wall, up there on the right, there's a little hole in the roof, and the rain has eroded the entire right half of the painting. The roof is still very impressive though. Our snack expert has found something truly unbelievable. This tree contains both grapes and apples. It's almost unreal, and there's so much of it too, look at that. Also in the middle of nowhere, this magical valley of plenty. You can just eat the grapes right off the tree. You'd almost expect a talking serpent to be hanging around here too. So I fashioned my sweater into a bag by tying up all the ends. And now it's harvest season. Fill this whole bag with apples and go back to the village. That was the video, Kappadocia. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you for the next video on next Sunday.